Top 10 most underrated countries to visit. Did you know that over 95% of global tourism is concentrated in just 20 countries? That means most travelers are missing out on some of the world's most stunning, culture-rich, and untouched destinations. In a world where travel has become more accessible than ever, it's shocking how often we all end up in the same places. Fighting crowds in Paris, overpaying in Venice, or standing in line for that perfect Santorini sunset. But what if I told you there's a whole other world out there? One filled with jaw-dropping landscapes, vibrant traditions, and warm, welcoming locals that barely anyone talks about. Today, we're uncovering the top 10 most underrated countries you should be visiting, but probably aren't. Whether you're a seasoned explorer or just tired of the tourist traps, these hidden gems deserve a spot on your bucket list. Georgia, nestled at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, Georgia is the kind of country that punches well above its weight in charm, history, and natural beauty. From the dramatic Caucasus Mountains to the ancient cave cities of Plistiki, Georgia offers a landscape that feels like it belongs in an epic fantasy novel. Its capital, Tbilisi, is a quirky mix of old-world elegance and modern grit, complete with winding alleys, crumbling castles, and ultra-hip cafe. And let's not forget the food. Imagine biting into khachapuri, a cheese-filled bread boat topped with a runny egg and melted butter. It's heavenly. But despite all this, Georgia still battles political instability with Russia and a relatively low global tourism profile, which deters many visitors. Uzbekistan. Once a vital hub on the Silk Road, Uzbekistan is dripping with history that feels almost surreal in its richness. Walking through the ancient cities of Samarkand and Bukhara is like stepping into a living museum. Turquoise-tiled mosques, towering minarets, and bustling bazaars transport you straight into the pages of Arabian Nights. But here's the twist. Despite its unmatched architectural wonders, Uzbekistan remains far off the radar for most Western travelers. The challenge? It's often lumped into that vague stan category that people associate with danger or difficulty. But things are changing fast. The country has relaxed its visa policies and invested in tourism infrastructure, making it safer and more accessible than ever. Albania. Albania is often overshadowed by its glitzy neighbors, Greece, Montenegro, and Croatia, but that's exactly what makes it such a hidden treasure. With crystal-clear beaches that rival the Maldives, snow-capped mountains perfect for hiking, and cities brimming with Ottoman and Italian influences, Albania is absurdly underrated. And did I mention it's incredibly affordable? You can dine on fresh seafood with a sea view for the price of a fast food combo in the West. Yet the country still struggles with outdated reputations from its post-communist past and issues like underdeveloped transport and limited infrastructure in rural areas. Still, that rawness is part of the appeal. Namibia. If you're dreaming of a road trip where the only traffic jam you'll hit is a herd of elephants, Namibia is your spot. With Martian-like landscapes in the Namib Desert, hauntingly beautiful shipwrecks along the Skeleton Coast, and surreal wildlife encounters in Etosha National Park, Namibia is Africa's best-kept secret. What keeps it underrated? It's sparsely populated and often overshadowed by more famous safari destinations like Kenya or South Africa. But that's exactly why it's so special. You'll often have entire sand dunes or watering holes all to yourself. Safety is relatively high, especially compared to other African nations, though distances are vast and travel requires planning and sometimes a 4x4 vehicle. Slovenia. Think of Slovenia as Europe in miniature. Alpine peaks, Venetian-style coastline, rolling wine country, and charming cities like Ljubljana, all wrapped into one compact and eco-friendly country. It's no exaggeration to say Slovenia is criminally underrated. It has the postcard looks of Switzerland with a price tag closer to Eastern Europe, and yet it's rarely on the average traveler's radar. Why? Because it's sandwiched between tourism juggernauts like Italy, Austria, and Croatia, which tend to steal the spotlight, but Slovenia has been quietly gaining attention for its green initiatives, like being the first country to be declared a green destination, and its focus on sustainability makes it ideal for conscious travelers. Laos, often bypassed in favor of Thailand or Vietnam, Laos is the quieter, more soulful sibling in Southeast Asia. With its misty mountains, slow-flowing Mekong River, and ancient Buddhist temples, Laos is a place to breathe, really breathe. The UNESCO town of Luang Prabang feels like a dreamscape of saffron-robed monks and French colonial charm. Yet, despite its beauty, Laos is one of the least visited countries in the region. Why? Limited infrastructure, fewer flights, and a reputation for being too sleepy for some. But for those craving serenity, authenticity, and an unfiltered connection with nature and culture, Laos is gold. The country is still developing, and while that means fewer creature comforts, it also means fewer crowds and more genuine experiences. Colombia. If your only image of Colombia is shaped by crime dramas and narco Netflix series, it's time for a serious update. Modern Colombia is vibrant, resilient, and bursting with culture and color. Medellin, once dubbed the most dangerous city in the world, is now a tech hub with cable cars connecting hillside communities and a thriving digital nomad scene. Cartagena is a Caribbean fantasy of rainbow buildings and salsa music, while the coffee region offers lush landscapes and world-class brews. Yes, safety still varies by region, and petty crime in major cities is something to be aware of, but so is true almost anywhere. Kyrgyzstan. If you're the type who gets goosebumps at the thought of vast wilderness and nomadic adventures, Kazakhstan should be on your radar. This Central Asian country is a paradise for trekkers and nature lovers, offering dramatic alpine lakes like Issyk-Kul, rugged mountain passes, and yurt stays that immerse you in centuries-old traditions. What makes it underrated? A serious lack of promotion, visa challenges until recently, and fears about infrastructure and isolation. But here's the twist. Kazakhstan has been making real strides in becoming more tourist-friendly. There's a growing ecotourism movement, and visa-free entry is now a reality for many nationalities. Sure, you won't find five-star luxury, and you might have to use Google Translate more than once. Madagascar is like Earth's laboratory for home to wildlife and ecosystems found nowhere else on the planet. Lemurs that look like they belong in a Pixar film, alien-like baobab trees, and beaches that rival the Seychelles. So why isn't it crawling with tourists? The short answer, logistics. Flights are expensive, roads can be rough, and infrastructure is limited. But that's also why it remains so untouched. It's a destination for the patient traveler, the one who values the journey as much as the Instagrammable moment. Conservation issues and deforestation are real concerns, but tourism, done responsibly, can help preserve what makes Madagascar so unique. If you're an eco-conscious adventurer, this place will move you in ways you don't expect. Jordan, though it's home to the world wonder of Petra, the vast Wadi Rum Desert, and the healing waters of the Dead Sea, Jordan still doesn't make it onto many travelers' must-visit lists. That's a shame, because few countries balance history, hospitality, and drama quite like this one. Jordan sits in a politically tense region, which unfairly scares off would-be visitors, despite it being one of the safest and most stable countries in the Middle East. But for those willing to look past the headlines, Jordan offers profound experiences. Floating in the Dead Sea, camping with Bedouins under stars brighter than your phone screen, and standing in the same spots where prophets, kings, and crusaders once walked. It's a journey for the soul, not just the Instagram feed. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, hit that like button, subscribe for more global deep dives, and drop a comment below. What's the most underrated place you've ever visited? Or which one of these are you adding to your list? Safe travels, and see you in the next one.